So what is up, guys? All right, I'm gonna try something different that I've never done before, but it seems to be something that you guys like watching. So I decided to do a story time about the time I was kicked out at 16. You know, it's probably a good thing that she kicked me out the house because it let me know that I wasn't really about that life. It helped me to get a better understanding of what I wanted from life in general. Even though I still didn't really have a clue then, I just knew what I didn't want. Me and my mother were not getting along. I'm skipping school. I'm doing all that stuff because, you know, even though I'm 11th grade, I always hung with older people. So when a senior skipped, I skipped, or I just skipped in general. And then at the time, a lot of my friends were not high schoolers. Like my boyfriend at the time was not a high schooler. So let me tell y'all how it led up to me getting kicked out. I had this girlfriend, and, you know, from school, she was a little wild child too. You know, we were both dealing with family issues. So, you know, we was acting out basically. Yeah, my girlfriend had come over and we decided to go hang out with some guys. And I think there was some other girls there, but we had a lake in our development. So we decided we're gonna go head out down to the lake or whatever, blah, blah. I don't even remember like who was there. I just know that me and her ended up getting split up. So, you know, I'm trying to keep track of her, just trying to keep track of what's going on because I didn't want to get the hell in trouble. Yeah, this guy calls himself trying to lose us. So now they're speeding through the neighborhood. We're speeding, trying to follow them because at first we're thinking that you're just speeding, you know, just being retarded. And then it dawned on me like, yo, they're really trying to get away with my girlfriend. Now, the problem was at this point, like the person I'm in the car with, like he's calling the other car like, yo, what are y'all doing? Da, da, da. Trying to figure out what's going on. And like they was really trying to lose us. And eventually they did end up losing us. So now we're like riding around the neighborhood looking for them, like going to different people's houses that they might be at, like, yo, have you seen such and such? And, you know, I'm freaking the fuck out because I'm like, she's by herself. I know that we were drinking, even though I wasn't drinking a lot, but I know that we've been drinking. She's by herself with a bunch of niggas. And I'm telling them, like, yo, we gotta find her. Because I just knew in my heart of hearts, like, if we don't find her, like, something's going to happen. They're going to try and gang rape her, whatever. Like, we have to find her. I was supposed to be back in the house, I think, by like 10 or 9 or some shit like that. Basically, that time came and went before we actually found her. We found her at one of their dudes' houses. Luckily, they hadn't tried to do anything with her yet, but like we got there in time. But she was so fucked up. Like, she could barely walk. She could barely talk. Like, she was fucked up. I was like, there's no way in hell I can go back in the house with this girl like this. Like, that's going to be an automatic problem. So what did I decide to do? I decided it was in my best interest to not go home. So we had this caravan that was in our driveway that didn't actually move. Decided to, first we sat outside, like in the backyard. I got into my backyard and we were sitting outside of my bedroom window. And I thought that I had the window unlocked because I was gonna try and sneak through the window, but I didn't. So we were sitting out in the back. It's getting cold for hours in the back before I finally, it was like, okay, let's go sneak into the van. It was when we decided to go sneak into the van, unbeknownst to me, the damn little dome light was on. Like, you know how when you open the door and the light comes on? So when I opened the van door, the light came on, I hurry up and shut it off. I'm thinking like maybe I did it fast enough and it's like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, they should be asleep. Nope, wrong. They saw the fucking light, came outside, you know, all this hollering, screaming, yada yada, where the fuck were you, da 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 da. So, you know, me and her go in the house and I'm trying to explain, like, you know, that she basically got kidnapped because that's really what the fuck happened. Like, my girlfriend got kidnapped. I was not about to leave her just so I can make it home on time, you know, for curfew. I wasn't about to do that. So, you know, this was what I had to do. My mom was not trying to hear that shit. She was trying to fight me. You know, my stepdad's trying to step between us, and it was just bad. Like, she told my girlfriend, no matter of fact, she didn't even tell my girlfriend to leave. My girlfriend was scared or whatever the fuck was going on, and that bitch just rolled on me and didn't say nothing. She just disappeared. I'm like,
so you gonna leave me to take this ass whooping by myself? Like, you're, oh my god, okay, because I stayed out trying to fucking help you.
Yeah, so my mom, you know, I can't take this no more, get the fuck out, da da da. I had already been planning in my head leaving, like running away, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because I'm just like, forget it. I don't have got time for this. Like I said, me and my mom did not have a good relationship at that point of our life. Matter of fact, I'm a Taurus, she's a Leo. So you can only imagine how that shit was going. So I was like, okay, fuck it. Went in my room, packed up my clothes into a fucking garbage bag, called my nigga to come and get me, and I was out. So let's see, how long was I kicked out of the house? All I remember is that I was back home before school started. Now, had my nigga come and get me, got my bag of clothes, and I'm just like, you know what? I got this. I got people that can help me, places I can stay at, whatever. Now, let me be honest. This shit is not something that I'm saying anybody should have to go through. My story is not anybody else's story. This is just simply what I experienced, my experiences, and I'm sharing it with you guys. I was basically homeless. Like for a while, I was bouncing around between different people's houses. I remember I left my clothes at this one person's house. It took me like 2 hours to get my fucking clothes because the people in the house, aka his family, wanted to act like they didn't want to open the door. All this other stuff. Oh, you gotta call him. And I'm like, I'm calling him, he's not answering. Like, just pass me my fucking clothes. Like, really, what are you gonna do with a fucking trash bag of clothes? Give me my clothes. Like, this doesn't even make any fucking sense. So finally his sister gives me my bag of clothes or whatever. Of course I go through it and it's shit missing, obviously.
Like, you're just a nasty bitch. Like, who steals clothes? I would never want to just keep somebody's clothes, but...
And mind you, they lived in a nice house and all that stuff, so it's not like they didn't have money. The bitch stole clothes. So all my cute shit was missing, like these little snakeskin print pants I had that just looked so good on me. But anyway, any fucking way. But yeah, I was dealing with shit like that. That was the first time somebody held onto my shit. Then the next time, this nigga called himself pimping me out, which obviously failed miserably for him. But he had his other little chick that he was pimping. So when I met him, like, what is going on here? So I had disappeared from him for a while, but my clothes were there again. I had to go through the same type of thing with him to get my fucking clothes back. And I'm like, what are you gonna do with the fucking clothes? Like, first of all, she can't even fit my clothes. She's like 2 times bigger than me. What are you gonna do with my fucking clothes? Like, this shit does not make any sense to me. What was my lesson that I learned during this experience that has enabled me to be able to become the person that I am? One of the things that I absolutely despised was, and this was happening even before I got kicked out. So we would skip school to go smoke weed. But my thing is, I skip school so I can be out in the world. All they would want to do is get a hotel room and we're going to smoke and drink our ways to sleep. Wake up, smoke and drink some more, fall back to sleep. And I'm just like, I'm the only one up. Everybody else is knocked the fuck out because they're high and dry. I mean, high and drunk. So that shit was not fun. So you do this every single day for like 2 months when you're not really about that life. Because even though I would drink, I wasn't a drinker. Even though I would smoke, I wasn't a smoker. Like, I was experimenting. And the experiment taught me I ain't like that shit. I don't understand how somebody could just sit in the house all day long and smoke and drink all day long, every day. So at one point, I really was basically homeless, where I didn't have anybody's house to stay with overnight. This is not what I see happening for myself. I do not see myself like these, no offense to them, but let's be honest, I don't see myself being any of these crackheads out here living in houses with no windows and no doors because this is the only shelter that they have, because they chose to, in my mind, this is how I looked at it at the time, you got to that point because all you wanted to do was smoke and drink all day. That's how you got to that point. No ambition, no wants and desires for life. All you want to do is smoke and drink. That's it. So once I realized that that shit was going to work for me, like, first of all, I was just too goddamn bougie for that shit. Second of all, I was just too smart for that. Like, even with the dude that tried to pimp me out, here's what he did. And I believe, full disclosure, because let me tell you, back then, and I don't know how they're doing it this, now in 2018, but honey, back then, this is how they used to get bitches. But say you was at the underground by yourself, a guy would come up and he would start talking to you. He'd be talking real fast.
Hey baby girl, how you doing? Let me go ahead and get to da-da-da-da-da.
Like, it's real fast and real sweet. So I came to recognize that talk. Even today, if you go back and you watch videos of the old school pimps and how they talk, even Snoop Dogg, if you listen to the way that they talk, that's how they were talking. That's how pimps talk. So when I would come across a guy and he started talking like that, even to this day, like, I already know what it is. So with the guy that called himself trying to pimp me, he called himself taking us to some house and was like,
We're gonna go meet up with my friends. Da 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 da.
we get there and he basically is like,
Okay, get naked.
what are you talking about? Get naked. Yeah, go ahead. You know, handle your business with my boys. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, so what you're saying right now is, let me just understand this. Let me just understand what you're saying right here. You say you're a pimp, right? You say that you are pimping me, or at least that's what you think that you're about to do, but you want us to sleep with all of them. So now here, this is what I meant by I'm too fucking smart. Mind you, I'm 16. I've never encountered a pimp before. I've never lived on the streets before. So those are not my experiences. I always grew up in the suburbs. Like Decatur was the most hood that it got for me. For some people, unfortunately, this is the daily life. So he's talking about he wants us to go ahead and do the homies. So I'm looking, I say, well, where's the money? Where's the money at?
Don't worry about the money. Just do this for the time.
Pause. First of all, if you are really a pimp and this is your hoe and you're talking about you're trying to get me down on the team, but you want me to fuck these dudes over here and I'm not getting no money for it, you're not getting no money for it, nobody coughing up no money because that's the team, you're not very smart, sir. And I'm too smart to be dealing with you because that don't make any fucking sense. What pimp has his girls fuck niggas and not get bread from it? What? Who does that? At 16 years old, I understood that. And I understood I need to take my black ass back the fuck home to my mama, whether I got along with her or not. Because I'd be damned if I was out here with all these boo-boo the fools. And the crazy part is I had a job. I had 2 jobs actually when I got kicked out the house. But because I was tossing back around and not having a place to stay, I ended up stopped going to work. At one point, I was working 3 jobs at the same time. Now, for a 16-year-old with no bills and responsibilities, that's a lot of fucking money. So for you to want me to do something that wasn't for money, on top of the fact that who the hell wants to fuck all these dudes, that was not smart. So with that being said, I took my black ass back home. Me and my mom came to an understanding. She came to an understanding that she could not rule me the way that she had previously been able to rule me with fear. That shit no longer worked with me. Because she knew at any given time, I had no problems with getting up and leaving because I was going to survive one way or the other. Like, even when I was out on the street, she would always ask, you know, are you coming home yet? No, I'm not coming home. I didn't want to come home until I was ready to come home. And really, in all intentions, I had absolutely no intentions on coming home. But I knew I needed to finish school, and it would be a whole lot easier for me to just finish out high school if I was living at home versus me attempting to get another job and find an apartment at 16. Like, who the hell is going to rent an apartment to somebody 16 years old? But anywho, that was my story for when I got kicked out at 16, how it happened, and what made me take my ass back home. But I got more stories. I got a couple more stories. So if you like this story, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, by sharing this video, by leaving a comment below saying that you want to see more story times, and I'll do more story times. But I just wanted to share that one with you guys. Even though I look crazy as hell, I was cleaning the house today, so my hair is like everywhere. I actually kind of like it messy like this. I just wish it laid just a little bit better. But yes, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. Become a crownie today. Does anybody else notice that when I talk, it's almost like my mouth is crooked? Like, it almost makes me feel like it's doing this. Can y'all see that? It just looks like my whole mouth is crooked. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You know, we all have things that we're sensitive about with our own bodies. But yes! During the month of May, I am posting a video every single day. So that's 31 days. I believe we're in the 3rd day. So this video is about to go up and come back tomorrow and the rest of the month, and after that, and after that, and after that, to see my videos. Make sure you turn on those post notifications too, so that you know when I'm posting. Yeah, that's it. That was it for my story time of how I got kicked out at 16. All right, I'll see you guys later.